and gentlemen, welcome to the Snap Material Podcast. It is August. The dog days of summer have arrived, and myself and Evan Bevins are still playing Marvel Snap. That's right. Staying cool, trying to beat the heat, and playing some Marvel Snap. We're here to tell you all about it. We've got our thoughts on the previous season, Fantastic Four. Right. And then we also have our thoughts on the upcoming season, which is Heralds of Galactus. We have our thoughts on what the meta was like this season for ourselves. And we are going to talk about our unlocks as well. And we've got a top 5 for you, all going to be happening over the course of the next 4 or 5 episodes. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Bevins, you've been playing some Marvel Snap?
I have, actually.
Okay, so have I, as a matter of fact.
I know it's fashionable to quit and protest, but I'm good.
Quite a few people did that, apparently. Let's go ahead. We'll get into our thoughts on the previous season, Fantastic Four. This dropped July 8th of 2025, and we will start out with our card that came with the season pass, and that was Mr. Fantastic. I didn't have a lot of drive to get a lot of these cards this season. Mr. Fantastic, I wasn't buying the season pass this season, so I did not get Mr. Fantastic. He's a 2 cost, 2 power, end of turn, give a card in your hand, -1 cost, or +2 power. I saw him a lot this season while I was playing. I think that people started to figure out this combo with him and Surge to get potential cards down to a pretty negligible cost, which is a pretty good combo. People were using it left and right, and there were a couple points where I was just like, oh, here we go again. Seeing this stuff over and over. I don't recall having the best of luck against people with that combo going on. What were your thoughts here on Mr. Fantastic?
He was tempting, but I had decided I wasn't doing the season pass this time. I saw him quite a bit. Maybe it's just because I'm not super observant. I never felt like, oh man, I cannot defeat this Mr. Fantastic. Now, maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention because, spoiler alert, I didn't get anywhere ladder-wise. It was just 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
But I had fun making decks. I don't know if Mr. Fantastic and his prevalence was reason for that. I did end up using him a few times because he was one of the cards in the pre-built Doom deck in Grand Arena.
Oh,
that deck didn't have an overwhelming amount of success for me. However, I noticed when I was playing it that I was suddenly getting credit for winning matches with Mr. Fantastic in my starting deck. I was able to get that gold 2 weeks in a row. A bit of a slog with that deck, or at least my use of it. But I played him a few times. I mean, who is ever going to turn down -1 cost or +2 power? But right. I couldn't customize the deck and keep him in it. I also got a lot of boosters for Mr. Fantastic First Steps, thanks to that strategy that I have yet to be able to use.
They're just sitting there waiting for you to get the card. That's funny. So
I definitely see the appeal. He would definitely work with Surge, but I can't say that he was the bane of my existence this time around.
Up next, the Fantastic Car, which came with the Super Premium Pass. I got a lot of people in the uproar there. 4 cost, 7 power, activate. Give your end of turn cards +2 power. It was out there quite a bit at the beginning, but I feel like when Invisible Woman showed up, there was more of a lean towards using Fantastic Car, it seemed like, because she gives them that bonus to do it twice. So, yeah, I was seeing it more towards the end of the season. How about yourself?
I saw it a little more. Or there, I did see it in a way. It's kind of like a Silver Surfer with a smaller number of cards. It can affect. Definitely seems to be useful, not useful enough to entice me $10. I guess I am being a little dismissive. I get why people don't like them putting cards behind the Super Premium Pass, behind the second paywall. So I get that. If you're logging onto a game you play for fun, you're getting mad, you probably just shouldn't play the game.
Play anymore.
It doesn't bother me. Not saying people are wrong to be bothered by it. I'm just saying not worrying me. So, yeah, I saw it. I would like to get it with all the end-of-turn stuff that's been happening this season. But, again, it's an activate, so you can't really double it up unless you get fancy with the Prodigy or Iron Lad. There will be ways to do that eventually. Yeah. But I didn't find it to be a problem. I'm just thrilled with the synergy after 3 years of no good reason to put any members of the Fantastic Four in the same deck.
Right.
I like the synergy. It does, unfortunately, cut down on jokes about team-ups that sadly have never happened in the comics. I just appreciate the synergy, and I think if we don't have the season hasn't ended.
We're getting close.
Pretty soon we'll have access to Fantasticar. I had 47 opportunities to get Kid Omega this season. Never pulled the trigger on it, but we can talk about it more in the meta. It doesn't rub me the wrong way, but I understand the people it does.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's the most notable thing about Fantasticar is it's the first super premium pass card.
Yeah, right. Next up is Herbie, 2 cost, 3 power. Each turn this is in play, swap to a new activate ability until 1 is used. So he popped up, I think, in my hand accidentally, either through hook or by crook. Something happened. I can't remember. And next thing I know, I'm starting to look it over, and I remember you saying that it was going to be similar to Nico. And I was like, oh, okay, that'll be interesting to see how. Well, then I look at the card and it feels almost exactly like Nico, where a different ability shows up and you can see like the stuff in the beaker turns a different color and it's a different ability, which was pretty cool. I haven't seen him a whole lot out there, so I don't know if a lot of people were really rushing to get him or not. It doesn't seem like it. Not as common, at least when I was playing. How about yourself?
I got him, and I'm not sure why. Not that I didn't want him, but I think I just opened a season pack when he debuted and got him. In retrospect, he wouldn't have been high on my list. I had the 2 cards that I wanted picked out, and I made sure I got them. I spent the extra 1,000 tokens. But there's still a couple other Season 5 cards that I was looking for. Once I did the math and figured out I could get the 2 I wanted, I would try my luck. So I got Herbie. He is like my kid's new favorite character. I think he was their favorite character from the movie.
Oh.
He is an icon. He's been described as an icon and possibly a diva.
Okay.
You can listen to, on Amazon Music, you can listen to him sing a lullaby to Franklin.
Interesting.
And I have to say that from a marketing standpoint, his inclusion in the game was kind of confusing because I expected him to be juggling beakers in the movie, and I don't think he touched a single beaker the whole time. The mechanic looks like he's pouring out a coffee mug, so I expected him to be serving coffee and doing all kinds of stuff. Nothing.
Yeah, I just pulled up the activate abilities. So program 1, next turn.
Oh, you're talking about the card. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Next turn, you get +2 energy. Program 2, give 2 of your cards at each other location +1 power. And then program 3 was create a rock here, set its power to 4. Is that the thing you're talking about?
Yeah.
Program 4 was double this card's power. We didn't even go over those last time. We may not have had access to them because I remember we had like limited. We had limited stuff we could use from snap zones.
Yeah, I tried him in some different decks. I can't remember off the top of my head. Probably in a deck where you try to boost them in general. I know I ran him with Clea, but Clea is my new, new card. Let's put Clea in the deck. Anything that'll increase power. But where he really shined was, I think he was probably my favorite of the champions in Grand Arena.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because his skill activates all of Herbie's powers at that location. So generally, nice. I would wait and use his ability when he had the double this card's power. Even though the skill does it in that square, Herbie himself still gets doubled, even if he's not in the same square. So nice. You could get Herbie up to 12 and more if you were playing some other things. So that's where I used him, because all those activate abilities are nice to have. It's hard to necessarily theme around them because you don't know what order they're coming in. But when you can get all of them at once and then a second one of your choice, that's pretty darn good.
As if you couldn't tell, I didn't play much of Grand Arena yet. I know we got like 5 days left, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I think I've played Grand Arena a few times. I only used one deck, and that was Momans. So you're going to have to school me on some of this other stuff when we get to talking about the meta, because I want to talk about it real quick. Next up, Mad Thinker. 1 cost, 1 power. At the start of each turn, gain +2 power if your hand is full after you draw. This is one of the cards that's featured in Grand Arena, correct?
It's what, yeah, you can get it in Grand Arena. Right. And I think it's in one of the pre-built decks. I tried all of them, but I mainly just rotated between Herbie, the Thing, and then Doom when I needed to get those Reed Richards stats up.
Didn't do much with this event, so I didn't end up with Mad Thinker except for one time where I probably used Baron Zemo and pulled him over. It was a situation where I wasn't planning on having him. You have to have a specialized deck to get some really good use out of them. You want to fill your hand as much as you can. So if you're not running collector or something similar to that, then it's tough to do. But did you have any thoughts on Mad Thinker?
Yeah, I got him. Between him and Mole Man, he was the one that I was most interested in. I did put him in a Collectosaur deck, and it did about like everything else I tried this season, which was I won some, I lost some. But yeah, I've got him in there with the Collector, Clea, Adam Warlock, Merlin, Marvel Boy, White Queen, Luna Snow, Kahori, Nick Fury, Devil Dinosaur, and Isan.
Okay.
He's a 1 cost, 1 power who, if you play your cards right, you can boost him up higher than that. The one I didn't try him with, although it wouldn't change the deck too much, maybe you'd take out Adam Warlock, but his draw ability helps keep your hand full.
Keep your hand full.
Put him in with a Sentinel.
Yeah.
Because that always replaces itself. But I mean, usually I run a maximum of 3 2-cost cards. So in a deck like that, who am I going to take out? Adam Warlock, Collector, or Merlin?
Yeah. Right.
So I think Sentinels are better given than received, which is also weird because, like, yeah, use Master Mold, but you don't want this. Anyway, I got him. I found him interesting.
All right, then. Mole Man, 3 cost, 3 power. On reveal, banish the top card of your deck. Add 2 rocks to your hand with power set to the banished card's cost. And yeah, like I said, I used Mole Man in the Grand Arena.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, in his power or his ability, I should say. And then banishing that high cost card, if you can get it and work it to where that's what you're doing. I knew I was going to get my butt whooped when this guy banished Scar out of his deck. It's either that or the Hulk. I can't remember which one it was. I don't like Mole Man being played against me. I did not go far enough in Grand Arena to get him yet, but if I do, he'll be the card that I probably get in. If I can make it.
He's actually, I just realized he's a 3/4.
Oh, he's a 3/4. Okay.
Yeah, which they may have changed since they first announced.
Yeah, we had an OTA, I'm pretty sure, at some point.
Yeah, I actually just got him today. I just got enough points in Grand Arena. I haven't used him much except in Grand Arena. Didn't have a whole lot of luck with him, but I figure put him in with Patriot, and I've put 2 3-cost cards in a deck, so obviously I have to put the Silver Surfer in there.
Surfer's going in.
So, yeah, we've got that. I just haven't experimented with him enough. I like the idea of doing something with the rocks, although they could have also been Moloids. And then, that opens up, like I said, to Patriot or Strange Supreme. I used Strange Supreme a lot when I first got him, and now I keep trying things and then keep swerving away from him.
He's almost a little too chaotic. Because for me,
you're saying he's too chaotic.
Well, I had him in a deck a couple days ago, and Strange Supreme was about the only card and lane that was winning because he kept eating everything else.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I think I had him in an Airsham deck, so it was just a bad draw because I kept getting stuff that was created instead of actually in the deck. So
I think you got to, with him, balance. I think it's honestly better to put him with Squirrel Girl and Debris or Mole Man, things like that.
Right.
So where he's eating the stuff you want, and then he gets an extra 2 points every time he combines with something. So
yeah, I have a feeling that will probably be downgraded to a +1 here pretty soon. He can get up there. I mean, he can get pretty beefy.
Yeah. The other thing I'm waiting for, which will be someone who works very well with Mole Man, is I feel like we're not very far off from getting someone who brings a card back from banish.
I mean,
we can recover destroyed cards. We can recover discarded cards. Now we just need a way to unbanish someone.
Unbanish something. A character card specifically is probably what they would do.
It was the perfect opportunity to introduce Hellcat into the game because she has inexplicable, mystical vision powers and stuff. So
okay, our next character, Human Torch, first steps, 3 cost, 2 power, end of turn +1 power. Once per game, if your side here is full, double this card's power instead. I saw him a fair amount. After I wrote this, I did lose a game because of him. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, doubled his power, and then won the lane by 2 points. How about you?
Yeah, I saw him pretty decent amount. Probably the least of the Fantastic Four, but not because people weren't using him. And I didn't end up getting him because this was when I was saving up for the next two cards. Hindsight being 2020, I probably should have opened a pack when he was in the mix. I think I would prefer him to Herbie, a Surfer deck. I'd like to try him in. So I was coming up with other stuff, and I'm like, who would work in this deck? Human Torch. But don't have him yet. I think the next time I save up, I'm just going to get a general pack because I'd still like to get him and Nightmare. And let's see. So who will I actually get? I mean, I've had decent luck, but actually, no, I wouldn't mind any of them. Ancient one, she's pretty good. Dormammu would be fun. Kid Omega, not always cracked up to be, but I like the character. And, a little something different for a Destroy deck. So I'll be taking my chances with those guys.
Gotcha.
Since everybody was wondering. But yeah, I think he's useful. He has this in common with the original Human Torch card, which is he can be pretty dangerous or he can be a bit of a dud. I don't know if this one's a dud because he always gets +1, but he's not always a difference maker. When you are concentrating on filling up those lanes, it can be easy to neglect some of the others.
Yeah, he's less reliable on other cards. I mean, aside from filling the lane, that's definitely going to put him over the top. But yeah, what we were waiting with regular Human Torch, he's relying on getting bounced.
That's true. Yeah, it's definitely not as big a swing. He has a higher floor than the 1 cost 2 power Human Torch. And he doesn't have the Killmonger glass jaw.
Correct. All right. The thing, first steps, 5 cost, 6 power, end of turn, +2 power. Once per game, if your side is full, destroy an enemy card here with less power. He's a force.
Oh, yes.
I played a game today. Luckily, I had the other 2 lanes ready to go and we're winning over there. But he pretty much wiped out anything I had in the 3rd lane by doing this in combination with Invisible Woman first steps. So, yeah, to watch him sit there and just pound his fists together and go across the lane and just wham, and then possibly do it twice. He's able to sometimes get up to a 5-10 if you got to turn 7, I think is how that works. Good card. Very good card. Nice job at least making us a little bit more content with Ben Grimm here in the game. So your thoughts on the thing, first steps.
Yeah, he was one of the ones I got. I just dropped the 6,000 tokens. I forget what I did with him first. I did eventually have a deck for him. Here's the thing. My Here's the Thing deck, I threw Herbie in there. And Marvel Boy and Clea, like every deck I make, I'm like, can I put Marvel Boy and Clea in there?
Yeah,
Don't put them in every deck, but I think about it. Since Thing's out here destroying stuff, and you're trying to fill up the deck, I've got Elsa Bloodstone, Kitty Pryde, and Fenris Wolf. Since Thing does the destroying at the end of the turn, if it's on the last turn, Fenris can't yoink them back. So I got Shang-Chi and Cannonball in there.
Nice.
The one I haven't tried with that seems the most obvious is the Brood. It's the quickest way to fill a lane.
True.
Or at least Mr. Sinister. Probably because I'm like, well, I could do that, but why put all my eggs in the Things basket when I've got Marvel Boy and Clea right over here? I'll talk about the next deck when we get to the next card, but he was the first one I tried just because I love Ben Grimm and love that he's useful now in Grand Arena. Because have you seen what his skill is in Grand Arena?
No.
It starts out as 6 cost, but for every different cost card you have down on the board, it decreases 1, and it gives your champion +8 power.
Holy crap.
Which I found out about that wording when I played it on Machine World that gives your opponent a copy of it. I forget who their champion was, but they just went ahead and played it, and their champion got a +8.
Oh.
But yeah, you can start whether he's in your hand or on the board as a 5 cost 14 power.
Jeez.
And since you get a extra +1 energy every turn in Grand Arena, you've got an extra turn to build him up. And I also had in my custom deck for that a bunch of other power enhancers in
nice.
there. So he could get pretty obnoxious. Had Kahori and Galacta in there.
Wow.
So, yeah, Ben Grimm is useful now, and not just a wonderful character with a set of nice-looking variants that you just can't bring yourself to put in a deck.
All right. I'm so glad that the Thing finally has his day. We move on to the card that I definitely wanted to get my hands on. I was saving up throughout this whole season, trying to make sure that I had enough tokens to grab her, and that was Invisible Woman first steps, 3 cost, 5 power, activate. And this turn, your end of turn abilities happen twice. Now, Evan, I did not give this card enough thought until you started running down what end of turn cards were out there. And I was like, holy crap, this thing will work awesome on some of these other cards. Number one, what makes her a really good card is she's versatile. There's not a whole lot of activates out there. There's clearly getting more now that we have the other Fantastic Four cards, but there was a handful of end of turn abilities out there already. So what I like now is that you can use her in a combination of just about any of those other end of turn ability cards out there. Some of them don't work so great. They're only one use things, but Sunspot.
Oh yeah.
That right there was what sealed the deal for me. Cause I was like, yeah, you could get Sunspot out there and then have him turn 6. If you have Black Swan and then activated Sunspot in your hand, you could potentially lay out a 0-12 if you activate Invisible Woman. I was using her with Red Hulk. You can get him out there and then you can have his power go ballistic. Today, I started using her with Dr. Doom 2099.
Yeah.
Now, when you told me that you had played somebody that used Prodigy with her,
2 different people back to back.
Wow. I was like, wow, that sounds like that might work a little bit. And it has worked very well for me. As a matter of fact, I am hopefully going to hit 80, which is not common for me. Usually get stuck in the 70 show. That's usually what's going on with me. I'll get up so high and then drop back down. I'm usually hovering in the 70 somewhere. But I have destroyed some opponents with Prodigy and Invisible Woman First Steps. They have come together, and it's just amazing to watch them both activate Marvel Boy 4 times. Watch him just boom, 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 boom. I mean, that's 12 power getting distributed amongst everybody. I think I only had like maybe, let's see. I must have had like 8 cards out there, 2 of which are already Doom 2099 bots. And I activated her and Prodigy again, and out come 4 Doom bots at the end of this thing and won the game. So again, very versatile, very impactful, probably one of the cards that everybody's going to be leaning towards. I have a feeling that she'll be getting purchased quite a few more times. So love this card right now. It's kind of given me more of an archetype to play and more of an appreciation for what Prodigy does too. Now I'm starting to think, what other cards can because Prodigy can get just about anywhere. If you get yourself a deck, at the very least, if you don't get Invisible Woman First Steps, you can possibly set it up so you could just get 2 Marvel Boys going.
Yeah, I've immediately tossed him in my deck after getting that 1-2 punch with Marvel Boy. I think I got him to copy the Thing once.
It's awesome. That would have cleared it right there. If you had,
I'm trying to think, because I tweaked it a little bit. At one point, I did have him with Invisible Woman, Doom 2099, and Strange Supreme, because I'm like, who cares if I clutter up the board? Strange will just wipe him out.
Right.
Which does affect your bonuses. But yeah, Havoc's another one that even if you save him till the last turn, he's going to be an 8-point card.
Right.
I just played one earlier where I got him up to, did I get him to like 16?
Dang.
So it happens twice. So yeah.
Right.
4 and 4. Yeah. Yeah. I got him up to 16.
Wow.
And yeah, Red Hulk, same thing. You activate them and they don't use all their energy. Even if Red Hulk hasn't gained anything the whole game, he's a 22 by the end.
Right, dude. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely purchased her as the only card that I purchased. Yeah, I'm
at the very least she won't be a 5 power for long.
I think what will happen, okay, I could see that. I don't know. I feel like other cards are going to get nerfed before her. Like let's take down, Red Hulk 1 for whatever he gains or something like that. I don't know what the situation is going to be. But yeah, I mean, she's powerful and she's making an impact right now, I think. And I'm definitely using her quite a bit. So any other thoughts on Invisible Woman First Steps?
It does also work out, she of the Fantastic Four, she's the most dangerous card and makes the others better, which definitely, is in line with her character in the comics.
Yeah. All right. Rocket Pad. We're heading into locations, folks. Location. Rocket Pad. After turn 4, give cards on the winning side here +1 power. So this was featured, and I hardly played that day, so I didn't get the chance to try to build decks around it or whatever. But I mean, the easiest thing is clearly fight for it. But +1 power, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to just help the person that's winning a little bit more.
Now, if you've got it filled up, the more cards you have over there, the more valuable that is. But yeah, I don't remember doing much with it either. I probably use something with the brood, something that clogs the lanes a little more.
And this next one is pretty much the same, a brood situation. Reed's Lab, +1 energy each turn if your side here is full. So you're filling up the side, and now you're going to get more energy coming in if you can fill it up. My thoughts here were brood, and definitely get yourself a surfer deck.
Mm-hmm.
Did I play while Reed's Lab was focused on or was featured? No, I did not. So you have any thoughts on Reed's Lab?
No, I mean it's good if you can get it. It's like Muir Island, but you have to work for it. I did have a game once where the first 2 locations, I don't remember the order, but were Rocket Pad and Reed's Lab. Not sure if I'd ever seen anything like that before.
That's funny.
But yeah, I like both of them. I mean, they're they can help you out, but it's not like you lose the game if you don't get their bonus to work.
Solid mid-tier locations. Nothing that's going to blow the game away. It's not ego. It's not any of those cards that really make you want to turn the game off or retreat immediately. So that's good. Mid-tier's fine. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our discussion of the last season of Snap, which is Fantastic Four. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.